Hello. What's going on? This is LDA Lawrence D. Adams, and we are live today. Oh boy, yesterday was a storm on Facebook and Instagram with this one comment from yesterday. Let's get a little music going on through the thing. Let's see where we're going to go in here. Let's get a little music, get everybody together. If you can hear the music, let me know. You know, a little something. Let's get it going. Lawrence D. Adams is here. I know you guys want to get going and talk about what happened yesterday. Talk about what happened yesterday. What's going on, Alfie Kingdom? What's going on, Rip His Chauvinist? What's going on? What's going on, my dude? All the way in Texas. Let's get it. Yesterday was crazy. Yesterday. Salute to Jonathan. I'm waiting for my guest to come up into the chat room. Hope you hear the music. I've been all last night. I've been playing Latin music. I need to get to Miami. I need to get to some beach. I need to get somewhere and just get it going. Yeah, I mean, that's it. What's going on, everybody? I'm waiting for my guest to come up so we can get this cranking and get it going. Yesterday's comment really caused a storm. Just tapping in. I will be back soon. All right. Salute to the brothers and sisters out there. Good day. What's going on, miss? What's going on? Hope y'all ready for today. I'm waiting for my guest to pop up. Hopefully she pops up soon. She should be up here soon. So she could explain what was said yesterday. What was said yesterday. Because it was I don't think we were ready for, y'all were ready for yesterday. So just definitely get this going. What's going on, everybody? You can hear the music. Let's give me a fire. If you're on Facebook and Instagram, we're on Facebook and on YouTube at the same time. I can see both your comments are going to come up. There you go, Jonathan. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
I brought my blender today.
You about your blender today?
We're about to stir the pot.
Oh, we're about to stir the pot. Let's see some of the moves. They want to see some of the moves. Not today.
What happened?
Man, what happened yesterday was ridiculously fun. I'm trying to get to the post is and then go to screenshot it over here, screen share it over here. So definitely waiting for her to come through. So yes, salute every Jono's here. James, what's going on? Joe Black. You guys hear the music in the background. We are live right now. It's coming through clear?
Oh yeah.
Hey. Tap it in. McCain was in the place. What's going on?
Salute, Jonathan.
They run it back out. I can play this music all the time. Motu, what's going on? Joe, Jono, what's going on? They all in the building. Waiting for the guest to come on. Let me tell her to come up. We're waiting for her to come up.
What's up, Joe?
Just salute. Look at this. Everybody salute. Chat room, let's get the fire beat. Come on. Let's get. We wait for her to come up. Where is she? Where is my guest? I'm waiting for her to come up. She hope it didn't get stage fright. We are waiting on you. I don't say. I say eating. You doesn't say, but waiting. You say this. Yeah, y'all didn't know.
We should recap. Let them know what's going on.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go.
Yesterday, we had an interesting conversation. We were talking about basically, I don't even know how it led down that road, but we always go down, it's like we always have a map, and we just throw the map away sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
But basically, yesterday we were discussing, you know, basically extensions of thanks or gratitude or whatever, and it just happened to go down this road about, you know, what would happen on a date, and you know, we basically just started coming up with things that would happen that would give you signals that the person that you're going with, you know, is an appreciation of what's going on in that date. You know what I'm saying? It's like almost like signs. These are not, you know, I like how it was all exaggerated in the post, you know, into something totally different. But
yes.
When you're on a date with somebody, whether it's the first date, whether it's the second date, the third date, you know, we have a tendency to put out certain signals to let the person know that this is going well, or this is, you know, this is going in the right direction. And if you pick up on these signs, or if you emit these signs, you have a good idea of what could, you know, happen later or whatever, or even further down the road. There's also signs where people show you stuff that, you know, would possibly show you that this would not be going well, like a person getting a phone call or a person getting up and walking out on a date. You know, there's a lot of stuff that can happen that's negative too. But what we would focus on yesterday is some of the signs or some of the things you can look for to have an understanding of what that night was going to look like, whether it was going to be, you know, successful or not. And we just happened to, you know, come across a post from Tesha. Basically put a post up that says sometimes a woman can fill your tank with gas after the dinner date to show her gratitude toward your gesture. And we just, you know, we were like, wow, you know, if we literally went within and we were like, yo, if we experienced that, we know we would be certainly impressed.
Yeah.
And even like you said in your post, we didn't say that she actually had to do it. The fact that the gesture came up was enough for us to say, wow, you know what, this girl is really into us, or this girl is really digging the vibe or whatever. And it just blew up into something crazy on the post.
Man, it went like somebody dropped a bomb on it. The crazy thing, I wish you the post, but it was what happened is, okay, let's carry, they definitely, when women treat you well and show you that they are cut above the rest, it makes other women feel inadequate. Dude, man, we might as well stop the show. Hold on, we got it. Wait a minute. All right. Do you hear what he just said? Do you hear what he just said? When women treat you well and show that they are cut above the rest, it makes other women feel inadequate.
Oh my God, that's true. And we're not trying to bash nobody. What we're trying to show you is, are you comfortable being you? Are you comfortable being a real person and not a defensive person, a person that's holding back to make sure somebody gives you something? I know guys that are like this. I know guys that wait years to emit emotion, to emit gratitude, to emit their participation in the relationship, and it's too late. They do it when the girl's mad and want to leave.
Right.
They're not doing it throughout because they're waiting for them to give some sort of sign or signal that this is going to be serious or this is going to be ongoing. And that ongoing stretch was already happening. You already had an indication. You didn't have to wait.
And so like you said, to really recap, and I'm gonna show something today. I'm gonna bring something. I got something right here I want to show. She's here. Let me get the music going one more time. Hold on. Hey, she's backstage. She's backstage. Come on. So all you people, you beautiful women who were after her, she's backstage and she's gonna drop. Hey, I feel this one. Hey, y'all need to get it going. And she is. Oh, she dropped off. Where'd she go?
You scared of me.
Oh no, my God, where'd she go? Come on, she dropped off. So I want you guys to realize what was shared yesterday. You got to listen to it in the context, as John was saying, in the context of what we were sharing. She never explained what the man did. She never explained what the man did. She never went over that fact. She never did that. Second of all, She never, she was just her. And then also what she said, sometimes the woman can fill the tank of the up after dinner date to show her gratitude towards the gesture. It's funny because even in the conversation on Instagram and on Facebook, it was like, why does she even have to do that? It was a question of why a woman would even do that. And that's the thing of it, is this is what she chose to do. And just because she chose to do that does not make it wrong. What happens is, I believe, in this society where we talk about we want equality, here a woman said, I'm going to do this for this man that I feel gratitude towards. And we sometimes have an issue with that, because could it be that only women want the benefit, say, of the dinner and the date and everything else, and not give the gratitude of even just a gesture of saying, yeah, thank you, or send a gesture, here, I want to do something for you. It cannot be just one way. And when it does, it doesn't lead down the right street. I don't know where she went. She was just here. She jumped up. Let me put the link in there. You can grab it till you teach. So that's the thing we want to hear. This is a conversation that needs to be had, because what happens is we're like two ships passing in the dark, and no one knows what's on each other's ship, and it needs to be expressed. Let me go back to what King Kazan said, because it was just it. When a woman treats you well and shows you that they're a cut above the rest, it makes other women feel inadequate. And I know Facebook is like, I don't believe that. I'm not going for that. Okay, no problem. That couldn't be true, but it's so true. So I want you guys to realize that this is a conversation that you have, because men are talking about it and women are talking about it, but we're sending the wrong signals in the night, and no one's actually communicating with each other. So I want to first clarify this. This is no bashing on men, and this is no bashing on women. This has nothing to do with that. This is about mature communication between the two. What you would do versus what they would do. So you can leave a comment. I'm watching the comments come up, or your comment to come right on up like this one did. So I'm waiting for, I don't know what's up, something must have slowed down or something like that. So I'm looking at something right quick, 1 second, because I'm going to share something. Music too loud? Got you. There you go. Music's too loud. Got it. 1, 2, 3, and so it's so important. So it's so important that you understand that communication needs to take place here. Now, the Facebook was completely ridiculous. It was ridiculous in a good way, because it prompted people to have a conversation. And when you have a conversation about there, then we can come to understanding. When we have understanding, then we can mature and go to the next level. Now, the thing I seen inside of the comments, no one asks, what did the man do for her to prompt her to say that she would fill up his tank? No one said that. What did the man do? What did he do to even render that? And why does it have to be so concerned that it was taken as a transaction, when it was not about transaction? It was about what was taking place. That's what it was. Thanks, Nelly. I appreciate that on the sidebar. I just caught it. So I think that's what we're missing in that. It's a conversation. And then 2, it's about learning the other individual. So when she comes up, I'm waiting for her to come up. I don't know why she jumped off, but I was about to bring her up, but I don't know what happened. So I wanted to be a conversation that needed to be had, because you know why? Many times we are communicating at each other and not with each other. There's a difference between communicating at each other and not with each other. So that's what I think a lot of people miss, especially in this conversation that we're talking about. And I think the women have one side, they were saying, oh, I want to do it. I ain't doing that. And then the men have another conversation that they have it on another side. But if we can come together and say, let us reason together. I had to be careful saying that. Let us reason together, because sometimes people don't want to be reasonable, because they only want to stick to their one side. And I want to be clear about something. I understood exactly what all the women were saying on their side. Doesn't mean I agree completely or disagree. The thing was, she was showing her way of appreciation to what? To the man. Let me go with Jonathan saying, an act like this is a token of appreciation to the guy for providing a valuable experience. Sometimes you have to remember men are people too, despite the expectations set forth in dating. Please, thank you. Sometimes what happens is we think that sometimes society has set it up that men just supposed to do, this is what he's supposed to do because this is what defines a man. That does not do that. This is what this defines a man, and this is what he should be doing. He should be doing this because that makes a man. He paid for the date. He opens the door. He closes the door. He gets my seat. We're always defining what a man is. But when we switch the table and define what a woman is or what she should do, oh, you can't do that. You bashing. You can't say that about women. We got it hard. We struggle and we're victims. No, that shouldn't be the case at all. So like Jonathan says, an act like this is a token of appreciation to the guy for providing a valuable experience. Sometimes you have to remember men are people too, despite the expectations set for dating. That's what we have to remember in all of this. When I got questions for the women in here. I seen one woman post after Lavisha, you posting afterward. Well, I do stuff for men too. If men are saying that we don't get appreciated or we need gestures of love, learn our love languages, there means there's a problem. There's a big problem. And so I think what the problem is that we are two ships passing in the night. I'm trying to get the guest to come up. Okay, she said okay. So I'm waiting for her to come up. Facts. That's just pure facts. So let me know what you think in the chat room and on Facebook because we're live right now. Let me know what you think on Facebook and on Facebook and on YouTube. So I'm waiting for her to load up to come up now. But so it's important that you understand this conversation needs to be had because I think it was so many. How can I say it? There she is. Device is not connected. Okay. I see you, but your device is not connected. Most women don't understand that the modern man, what the modern man wants. Very true. We have what? We have assumptions of what the modern man wants because of what we've seen on TV, or my daddy did this, or my uncle was like this. Have you asked a man, what do we want? You don't know what that did for that man for her to even suggest that she would even pay for his gas. Like Jonathan was saying in the comments, that gesture right there, whether he take it or not, he will want to do more for that woman in the future and even now. See, that's the thing of it is it that some people and some women, because I'm saying women, don't want to give first because they feel like they're going to be taken advantage of. Your device is not connected, Tish. I'm not sure what's up. So could that be the problem right there? Could it be that we don't want to do that? I'm trying to her device your device is not connecting. I'm trying to get to her right now.
Who on the stream is trying to hold her back? Let her come in.
You let her right. Stop holding her back.
Somebody's vibe is trying to keep her from getting on. Everybody want to hear this.
Right. They don't want to hear this. They don't want to listen. So I may not even accept the bunny, but I will remember the act because what is it?
Subverted my expectation.
Yeah. See, that's what y'all don't get. Yes, because it's feminine. Oh my God. Y'all trying to stop her from coming on. Y'all don't want this. Y'all don't want her to come on. I feel that if more women would approach men as human beings and respect and appreciate instead of a transitional attitude, more men would actually be present. Oh my God.
Yeah. But you know what? You know what I realized? Some of the comments I saw and the response that you put on Facebook, I think what the problem is that women are so used to thinking they had to give first. They feel like they have to be the ones to accommodate, or they did their hair, their nails, they did the dressing, they prepared in their minds for so long for that date that they think they did everything they're supposed to do. And I'm not saying that those things are not actually valuable. They are, of course. Those are a woman prepares far more than a man does for a date. Nobody's saying that doesn't happen. What we're trying to say is those are presentation situations, the same way a man picks out the cologne, the same way a man picks out the vehicle, make sure sometimes he don't think his vehicle's up to par. Maybe he go rent a car. Sometimes he picks out the restaurant that he wants to. I'm talking about chivalrous stuff. I'm not talking about something that, whatever this modern day stuff. I'm talking about stuff I did when I dated. Okay. So what happens is those to me are an even exchange. Two people prepare for what's going to come. And if you prepare properly, you're going to get the outcome you're looking for. What I'm talking about is that exchange during the time together, that exchange during, whether it's conversation, whether if it's a handout, whether the man holds the door open for the person, those are exchanges during your encounter. And these things are what bring you together and decide whether this is going to happen again or multiple times or never again.
Mary Mitchell, Vegas, I feel you. My homegirl out in Vegas. The psychology of the situation and the cause and effect of situations. Do you understand how powerful that is? That. The psychology of the situation and the cause and effect. It is a reason why she chose to do that versus why she did not do it, or wherever the case may be.
It's the same way that if you were going to step off the curb and the man puts his hand out and says, "May I assist you?" Now, he may not say those words, but he's extending his hand because he knows he wants to be of assistance, which means he's giving. He's giving. If he holds his hand out to grab the door and pull the door open, it's because he is giving something. He's trying to show that not dominance, not anything else, but just care for the situation and his participation in it. Some people don't participate. They're all into their phone. They're all, all over here. I want to put things in the ground. I got a pretty girl with me. They're like, all over. It's like, it's crazy. And what happens is you have to think about the person you're with. Are you present? You're not giving presents. Are you present?
So let me say this, because I'm gonna say something about the transactional attitude. Transactional attitude will only get you so far. You need a man guidance to get to the higher tier playing in that field. I'm waiting for her to come up. So we still, I don't know what's up with her. I'm waiting for her to come up. I think it's her thing. That's so true, McCann. Let me talk about that transitional thing. Having realistic expectations are the key for men and women. Stop having housewives of Atlanta expectation on a ghetto mat. Oh, Jesus Christ. With a what? Ghetto mindset. Let me say something about your transitional attitude, because it was brought up on Instagram, which was really good. Inside of a relationship, there will always be transactions taking place. The thing of it is, you don't keep score about it, but you know that is there. Because the moment that the other person does not complete the other transaction, you're going to notice it.
It's true.
And then you're going to want to say, we need to have a talk. Let's sit down. What do we do next?
Listen, people, whether they do it consciously or subconsciously, they put out feelers. These feelers are you with me? Are you vibing with me? They do it by asking subtle questions. They do it by subtle touches. They do it by subtle looks. They use their body language. Sometimes they even do it with other subtleties by asking for details. And what happens is your body makes a composition of all the things that they want to participate with you at that moment. If it doesn't vibe at that moment, they're either going to question it because they're going to give it a chance, or they're going to dismiss it. And that dismissal could come in the form of them walking away or anything like that. You don't want to end up in that position. So what you have to do is take those subtleties and turn them into responses. And that's what we lack to do all the time. The whole gesture about the tank of gas was not to oh, she's giving up all her money because it's the second date. It's wrong. Whatever. No, that's incorrect.
Right.
What you're supposed to, what it's doing is you are actually putting yourself in a position of vulnerability, slight vulnerabilities for a response. And that response, the test could have been the tank of gas. She could be thinking in her mind, wait, it only going to cost me $20 to find out I never want to see this guy again.
That's true.
The test could have been the $20. Oh, if he takes this money and spends it, I ain't here no more.
She here, man. We gotta get she here. There she is. Hello, there she is. Please welcome.
Okay, finally.
Let me put a gunshots in there. Let's get this going.
I was having problems. It kept kicking me out, putting me back in. It was like, okay.
Okay. You hear?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Huh?
You loud and clear. For my Facebook friends and for my YouTube, the young lady who posted inside of this chat room that is for men and women, but the show is geared towards men. We have women over here too. Guess what? She's here. So I don't want nobody to say, he bashing women. All the time you've been over, we're going to get some little clarity. I want to get it from you because you don't know what I'm going to ask you. Do I bash women on this channel? Uh-oh. She went mute. Oh, no. Can you hear me?
I don't know who. Yeah, I can hear. I hear a little delay. That's why. It might be on my end. I'm not sure. Hi, Jono.
Okay. Hey, how's it going?
So let's get the first question
out. That sounds good. I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Do I bash women on this channel? Every time we get there, she can't hear.
LDA wants to know, do you ever bash women on your show, on his show?
Yeah, it sounds. I can't hear you guys.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it sounds a little fuzzy.
Okay, what I want you to do is jump right back on. So I think I know what's going on.
Turn off YouTube so that way you're only on this platform.
You got YouTube on in the background?
Yeah, because that's going to make the
Let me see. Hold on.
Turn off YouTube all completely.
No. Yep, I turned it off. It sounds clearer now.
That's what it was. It was taking up the broad. It's taking up the what do you call that, John? Broadband.
The bandwidth.
Yeah, bandwidth. Can you hear us now?
Yeah. Hear you clearly now.
Okay, so this is so I know now. Though anytime somebody come on, turn off YouTube. This is the question again.
Mm-hmm.
Do LDA or anyone on here bash women since you've been here and you've been here for about 2 months? It's like every time we get to that question.
2 going on 3 months now. No, actually, no, not at all. Why would people think we bash women on here? Okay.
Hey, when you pose
so can I just clarify?
You can clarify, yes, please.
Okay. So the statement that was made yesterday was based on the topic that you guys were talking about, both LDA and Jono. So you was just talking about certain gestures towards the end, and I remembered something that I actually did for a guy one time that I was dating, and I'll touch on that topic. And that was the reason why I commented on it really quick. So it was the end of the show. Obviously, we couldn't go into it, or else I'm sure LDA or Jono would have asked more questions on that possibly. So I'll just give people the answers to it because it's very interesting that, everybody's entitled to their opinions. And it's very interesting that I see like a lot of people, scenarios on give and take. So everybody has like different scenarios on what give and take should be in relationships. But I was just thinking about, and I spoke to LDA about this, a relationship that I was in. And in the beginning stages of dating, this was actually a guy that I knew, and he found out I was single and he wanted to date me. And he actually took me out on our first date. I was going to go half. He said, no, I'm paying for the date. I asked you out on a date. So second date comes, based on several conversations that we had and getting to know each other, he found out that I like, jazz music. So in the back of his head, obviously he kept that in mind. And he actually surprised me on a date to a jazz concert and things like that. And he said, I'll be driving you today. You don't have to drive. So I thought that was really nice. This is not a stranger. This is actually somebody that I've known for years through friends. So he took the opportunity to step up. So on the second date, we went to the jazz concert, we went to dinner and things like that. I was headed back home. He was going to drop me off at home. He needed to fill up his tank. So I said, I got it. I offered to do that as a gesture just out of the blue. The day went wonderful. I would have had to, let's say if I drove out there, would have still have to fill up my own tank. So something like that, I think, was just a small, nice gesture. And to me, from that point on, and even before that point, he's never asked me for anything. Didn't need to do anything. I was, taken out on the first date. He offered to pay, even though I was going to go half. And the second date, I don't know how much he spent on this concert, nor did I ask, but that was his gesture. So for me to fill up your tank with for $20 or something is nothing. That would have been my transportation for the day either way. So when I hear people like make comments like, oh, wow, she went on a first date or whatever, or a date period, and oh, she's in his car already. Like, no one tends to ask the situation, oh, what made her do that? Or what made you do that? And I think sometimes what women have in their mind is that you are not supposed to do for a man, because these are things that were taught to women from a young age and is passed down from generations to generations. Don't give no man money. Don't do this for a man. Don't do that for a man. Now, I'm not saying that every single man you date, you're supposed to do this, this, and that, but it's a certain type of guy. And I'm saying why it's a certain type of guy that he was. Number one, I knew of him for many years. Number two, I didn't know him as far as dating him. But when he offered for the first date and I was actually going to pay my half, he said, oh, no, no, no. I offered to take you out. And me, I'm a person that if I go on a date with someone, I'm expecting to pay half. That's just in my mind. If he asks, normally the guys normally pay if they ask. If I suggested something, then I'm going to pay because I would like to take you out. Now, thirdly, if it's something that we both wanted to do, let's say we both wanted to, I don't know, go to Mexico. Hey, we're going to go half because you were going to do that with or without me anyway. So when people say give and take, I look at it as that was actually an investment, and that relationship actually lasted a year and a half. So to do these things in the beginning of stages of seeing a man already being a gentleman and doing his part, why can't I say thank you? The night was great. Fill up your tank. Make sure you get home because you made sure I got home. So what is so wrong with that?
Stop.
Where I would have been paying for my transportation anyway.
Stop. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Hit the brakes on that.
Hit the brakes. Just repeat the last sentence. Just repeat this last sentence.
Which part?
The last sentence was, I want to show my appreciation because you, and giving you this because you made sure that I made it what? Home.
Home. Yeah, why not? He was driving me all around all day, and dinner took the time out to remember, hey, she likes jazz. Why not surprise her with this concert? He's listening, obviously. You get what I'm saying?
Tesha, can I first tell you that what a breath of fresh air that is? I could tell you from, this is John O speaking. I want to say right away, that's just a breath of fresh air coming from you, because what happens is you're recognizing you're not trying to say you're trying to do something for anybody. You're trying to say you're doing your part. And if a man wants to be chivalrous or do the part that he wants to do to be even more extending, that's him wanting to do his part. These are all parts that we want to do. It's a choice to see how we get together. It's not about give and take and half. It's about what you're prepared to do compared to about what you want to do.
Yes. And my question with that, and to the guys in the chat and the women in the chat, is what is your definition of give and take? because I'm not here keeping a scoreboard on what I do and so forth. I gave
Oh
LDA
my
an
God.
example, like give and take. Let's say for my dad, when I cook and I know it's something that he likes, like my let's say my jerk salmon, he loves that with baked mac and cheese. I'm sure his girlfriend already cooked
I
for him.
love that too.
Stop. Did you say baked jerk salmon?
Yes, I make a good jerk salmon.
Okay, I'm coming. I'm in New York. John. I'm coming to visit.
Not before I do.
Okay, keep going.
But this is what I'm saying. Like I know my dad likes it. He lives like 20 minutes away from me. If I make it, I'll bring him over a plate. I'm sure his girlfriend cooked his Sunday dinner, but he wouldn't mind a meal. You know what I mean? So certain things are just gestures. These are not just done for just women and men, because like I remember one time I didn't have a ride to go to the supermarket, so my sister took me. And I offered to pay for the gas because I would have been taking a cab back and forth. Why can't people understand give and take? I do for you, you do for me.
Yeah, isn't that just manners? Isn't that just having manners?
That's what I thought it was. I didn't know it was like a big thing as far as how much you do for a man. And I just want to know something else, because a lot of relationships are empty where the woman is always receiving and the man receives nothing. And I'm not talking about nothing as far as money wise. There's certain things that I realize that men want, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Men need their space. They need peace, because out there in the world, for a man, he goes through a lot and just wants some peace when he comes in, wants his home to be peaceful. He wants somebody that will motivate him and someone that's affectionate.
Oh yeah.
We know you can have sex anytime. Great. We know that already. But what else can you bring to the table other than sex? And I think that sometimes
you can't
certain
use,
things that
you
we forget.
using sex as a bargaining chip for all the other comforts in life that prepare you to have an intimate evening, correct? Like the intimacy does not start at night, and you don't trade all that off for everything else in the daytime. You're supposed to have a good lifestyle, not just that particular moment of satisfaction. I mean, that's the way I feel. Like,
Exactly. That's what I would think.
Let
Yeah.
me
And that's
get
what I would think as well. So
let me get some of these comments in here, because I've seen some stuff came up. Woo boy. I can't even keep up with all this.
Tisha, look what you did. Look what you did.
Look what you did. Like I said, I was out the other night. Let me read these comments. I was out the other night.
Okay.
The other night, right when I asked for a check, she said I got the tip. It was like the I guess the principalities. Okay, so let me get to this one. It was said, in my marriage, even before my marriage, we always took turns out with outings, and we went half. See, that's what I'm talking about. Let me see. This is the other thing. Somebody asked, did their relation take off, or is it in? Okay, so let's get this. Roscoe, everybody's here. Let me say something. Let me get something in, because I said something on my Facebook. I want to make sure, because some people be talking, think I'll be talking on Facebook just to be talking. Did you see what I posted to you today? Today, right? About PS,
yeah,
right?
sorry.
The PS, right?
Yes.
This is the card I got on Father's Day.
Oh, the card. Yeah, I saw that part when you said that. Okay.
About the card. I still have this card. I'm not going to say all she wrote. She said, I hope you feel as appreciated as you deserve today. This is what she wrote in the card. Enjoy the snack.
And LDA. How did that make you feel?
Man, I was.
How did that make you feel for that day? Because you still have the card, so I already know how you feel.
This is for Father's Day. This was for Father's Day. She had my favorite snacks. My favorite snacks in a little bag. I wish I had the bag still. With this card, and how I felt to be appreciated on Father's Day. And no, we don't have kids together. I feel like a little kid. I wanted to sit in the corner and be like, da, 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 da. Somebody did something for me. I was appreciated. And I felt like whatever she wanted, I was going to give it.
But
That's
see, that's
real
the
talk.
thing. Those are the little things. See, it's not so much the big things. Women don't have to take over a man's life. Women don't have to take over a man's existence. All she has to do is little triggers, because that's what sparks a man's interest. That's what sparks a man's emotion. The little things, the small gestures, like receiving your favorite snacks or writing something that's personal to you. That's all we need. We don't need a lot. And that's the thing. We're very simple human beings. And what happens is people take it all out of proportion into doing anything at all. And I'm telling you, it just takes that little step to get anything they ever wanted out of a man, because they know that they want a man just wants to know that you're thinking about them and you're with them for that reason.
Yep. China White, I seeing you. What's going on? So just this, I still get this card, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not it's a little funny little thing on, but that right there. Now I get cards from my mother and from my sister and all that kind of stuff like that. But for a young lady to take the time on Father's Day, who I don't have kids with,
Yeah, you got to tell them that. That's a very important part. That's not even the mother of your children.
it's not the mother of my own children. She did this for me.
And I just have a question. Like we always say a woman's worth and so forth, but we tend to forget also a man's worth. And when a man is functioning and he's happy, there's nothing that he wouldn't do for you. I was married for 17, well, together for 17 years and married for 11 out of the 17. And I've noticed at different times when my husband was happy and felt appreciated, ex-husband now, how he would how he would feel and what he would do, even when he was unhappy. But it was more happy things. When he was happy, he would do more things. When he felt more appreciated, he felt like more of a man, so to speak.
Mm.
So
Man,
it's like when we speak on, like, we understand our worth, we want a man to know our worth, but what are we reciprocating? It's kind of like, the whole yin and yang. And I actually appreciate the yin and yang and know that in relationships we have certain roles. And I'm not talking about the dating stage. So if you're
mm,
going for something long term, what are you bringing to the table other than just sex? And that's my point that I want to know,
and that
because I know that someday again I would get married again. I'm that
right,
type of person. I'm a relationship person. I'm not a person to just be dating all over the place. I'm either
right.
with somebody or I'm just by myself, and I'm good like that. So it's like, what do you have to bring to the table
And that's
other than sex as a woman?
and that's the thing too. I want to emphasize that even with this particular individual, what she did out of the blue, not even thinking about it months later. I hate to give, I don't want to give too much away because I don't want people to figure out who it is or when it was. I just sent the person flowers out of the blue. Why did I do that? Because
Hmm.
I wanted to show her my appreciation to her. So a lot of times you don't know. It's not so much what it's not so much. First, let me tell you something, because about men, you said about men's worth or appreciation men, is that she paid attention enough to figure out what the hell my snacks I like. That right there, Jono,
Hmm.
that
Yeah.
right there, that shook me. And then when showed, oh, I couldn't get the chips that you wanted because I couldn't find them. I went to 3 different stores looking for them.
You see, detail. And that's the thing, the details. It has nothing to do with the amount spent. It has
No.
to do with the details. And what happens is we need to figure this out. Listen, we all know I told you I was married previously and I'm married now. And the difference that I notice is not in the two people, but the fact that I realized that the person who I picked that was going to be my wife, I realized I did everything that I thought would make her happy. I never thought about what she was going to give me first. And what happened was when she did it, it was almost like an over impression. An over impression. I wanted to me, I felt I don't know if anybody else feels like this, but as a man, I felt like I gotta make the best foundation here. I gotta buy the house. I gotta get the car. I gotta make sure we're all good. I'm not saying she did. As a matter of fact, in my first relationship, she made more than me, and I still made sure the house came. I still made sure the car came. I still made sure the good, nice things came into the relationship. She actually made more than me till I made more than her. She held up her end of of things to make it all work. It was never, oh, that's a man, and you don't have to do that. You're supposed to be at home with it. Nothing. She went to work and made more money than I did. She made $1 more an hour than I did, and I never felt emasculated. I never felt like something was wrong. And you know what? She knew I was going to pay for stuff, and what she used to do, she used to pay for trips and give me the tickets so that I couldn't like go behind and pay for it behind her. So when she would surprise me with trips that were already paid for, and I couldn't like be chivalrous and say no, don't pay for that. I'm going to pay for that. No, it's paid for. We're going. And that way, I had to just accept the gift. You see what I'm saying? And that's the thing. When you give and take in situations like that, that's how you get the result you're looking for of a meaningful foundation to a relationship.
That's all it is. I'm going to see what Babe C says. I'm going to surprise my interest with more thoughtful, minor gift. It means the thing of it is, you asked a good question. What is the worth of a man? How can a man be appreciated? We are giving you the foundation and the outline on what a man wants, and we are very simple. Don't get it wrong. Don't think, well, I ain't about to give him no sex. Don't think that. But I want to make sure I cover that because I know I'm on Facebook. But I want to say is that we are so simple. That if I'm like this. Thank you, Alpha Villain. Drop the super chat in here. Salute LDA Tish and John. Keep enlightening them. That's what I'm talking about. He dropped the money. Hit the cash. This is what I'm talking about. Thank you, brother. It's that simple. Men need to be appreciated. Does that mean that it takes from the woman? No. Let me say this because I'm gonna pick a little bit in my couple minutes. Couple minutes. The reason why it's a problem with some women with doing this because you have dealt with a man who has done you wrong.
You're bringing your past into your present. And if you bring your past
and that's
into your
another
present,
thing. Can I speak on that?
Yes, absolutely. Go ahead.
Can I just speak on that, please, Jono? Okay, because I was thinking about that earlier as well. A lot of things, like I said, are passed down from like your grandmoms, your aunties, your mom, and so forth. They've went through their stuff. Let's say if you're going through something with your husband and they'll say, oh, you need to leave that man right now, da 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 da. But why you stayed with my dad for so long and went through it? Yep. So you can't tell me how I'm going to be able to learn my lessons. You can suggest things to me, not a problem. But to teach me how to learn my lessons, I need to learn it through experience. And thank goodness my mom and my grandma was one of those people, they'll drop the jewels and you got to figure it out type stuff. You got to figure it out on your own. You know what I mean? They can tell you certain things, but I have friends who's let's say their aunts, they would go to them for certain thing. Oh, you need to leave him. He's a no good such and such and such. And it's like, but your guy is a no good such and such and such. So it's also like, how can you advise me?
It's predicated by who they were and then who they attracted to themselves. That's the thing, and it's an endless cycle at that point. Okay. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, you're divorced," but guess what? I'm also very much friends with my ex, and it's okay. It's actually okay. You know what I'm saying? We built a relationship that doesn't actually break just because we're not married anymore. And she understands I'm married again, and she is married again. So it's not like we were not marriage material. We actually are good, caring, loving people. It just wasn't us at that time in our lives. It doesn't have to be all bad.
So could it be
something with what you just said, Jono? I just want to touch on something you just said, that you're still friends with your ex despite that you're divorced, correct?
Absolutely.
And so am I. And sometimes people can't understand that we still have to co-parent. You understand? So we're gonna have to make things as best as we can for our daughter's upbringing. Me, I'm a person, I've learned my mistakes from what I did in that marriage, that moving forward, I won't do those things again. I want to get married again in the future. You know what I mean? So if you don't learn from your mistakes and learn who you are, a lot of women say, oh, I don't feel like dealing with a man. I want to learn who I am. But they're not really learning who they are. You're really not. You need to really heal yourself and hold yourself accountable for certain things. There's a lot of things I had to look back and was like, wow, I need to hold myself accountable for that. But the next time, knowing what I know better and understanding the mind of a man now, I'm not going to do these things.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of petty things. Oh, where were you at this time of night? I don't have time for that. I'm too grown for that right now.
Right.
That was a waste of time, and that also brought other things, to the factor of breaking up.
Right. I think that's the conversation that this conversation needed to be had, because a lot of times we are carrying dead weight from the past. Like you said, John, we're carrying dead weight from the past into our future. And we are now looking from the perspective from what happened in the past and not right now. And we're punishing the people in our present for what somebody did in the past.
Absolutely.
I call it
Mm-hmm.
you're in a relationship menage a trois.
Oh, wow.
A relationship.
Mentally, menage a trois.
That's right.
Mentally, right?
Mentally.
Okay.
Because you are still in a relationship in your mind with the other person and what they did, and you're in a physical relationship with someone right now, and now you're intertwining the three of y'all together, and he don't know or she don't know why you're doing the things you're doing, because you have never broken the relationship with the person from the past.
Absolutely. I think what happens is
Exactly.
we think about the price. And like I said, I have a friend that is so bitter that he can't get past his own front feet when it comes to all the stuff he thinks he's done for other women in the past, that now he's making his current woman, very, uncomfortable, because, he feels like he's trying to get all his past back out of her, and she don't know what's going on. And that's the thing. Me, yeah, in my first divorce, yeah, I had cars, I had a house, I had money. There was all kinds of stuff involved, credit, all this stuff we had to split, my actual last name, and everything. It could have been a disaster, but you know what? For me, I saw it as a learning experience. As a matter of fact, when we had to come together so that we could split properly, or else we was going to lose a lot to lawyers. And I'm going to tell you right now, everybody's going to think this is strange. Everybody think this is going to be crazy, but my divorce only cost me $400 because we decided to just go get the paperwork done and go to a notary. And we went to the notary, and the lady said, "Oh, well, I'm a notary public. I'm here to help you. What kind of document you signed today? Is this for the house, for your house you're buying?" So I was like, "No, this is for our divorce." And the lady was shocked, like, "Why are you guys so happy and comfortable?" It's because we made a decision not to be upset anymore. And we wanted to save money. Imagine how much money we saved not fighting, not being upset. We put the money in our pocket. When some people are paying $50,000, $100,000 for the divorce in divorce court and divorce lawyers, and let the lawyers rack up all the money. All that money could have been for you in your next journey. And that bitterness, you leave it. We left all that bitterness on the table. When we sold our house, there was a couple buying the house 15 years older than us. They thought we were buying the house. No, we're selling this house, and we're happy about it, and we're going to walk away with a smile on our face. We both invested in our futures. She went and bought a house, and she became a landlord, and I became a business owner. And to this day, we're both fruitful, collecting people in our new relationships, and we never let the divorce, define us.
Ooh, man.
And that goes back to what we spoke about in the beginning with giving and taking, to do to make that divorce as peacefully as you can, so you can move on mentally. You have a wife now.
Absolutely. She's
and
never
you've moved
spoken
on
to
with
my
your
ex.
life.
There's another thing. She's never spoken to my ex. She's never spoken to her. But she understands that if I get on the phone with her, it's not because she's trying to infiltrate our relationship. She's never spoken to her, and I've been married again for 15 more years.
See, people don't understand. This is a deep conversation. I'm at the 4-minute mark. It's like this happened fast. It's like, yeah, boom, we finished.
You got so much truth, Tesha. I commend you, because what happens is you have patience, and I can tell the patience that's in your heart and in your mind predicates to who you're around. And what happens is a person, you wouldn't do this for anybody who didn't deserve it. Let's just put that out on the table, right? I know you wouldn't do it for somebody who didn't deserve it. So if you did do it for somebody who deserves it, somebody should never judge you for what you think somebody deserves.
See, that's the part I think that a lot of people, that's why I put it out there just the way I put it out there, because I knew what it was going to do. And my question, I can play with it a couple minutes. Why did it trigger So many people.
It triggered the bitters. That's what it triggered. It triggered the bitters.
Well, then we have to also look inside ourselves. You know, we always talk about self-healing and so forth. And, you know, I want to be whole going into a relationship. What does really being whole mean to you? Because you can't go into a relationship being selfish. Relationships take time, patience. You definitely can't be selfish in a relationship, especially if it's something long-term that you're looking towards. So when a lot of men and women say, oh, I don't want to date right now, I'm working on myself, you got to understand what working on yourself means.
When I hear working on myself, I hear it on two wavelengths. You're working on yourself, but I also hear when people say people, because I'm not going to pinpoint either gender right here. When people say I'm working on myself, sometimes that excuse because you don't want to move forward.
Yeah. These are rationalizations.
Yeah.
And you don't want to move forward with that person in the mirror. That person you see in the mirror, you don't want to move forward with them. So,
man, oh man,
you're speaking truth. You're speaking truth.
This is the most. Who knew that one comment that from at the end of the show posted and then reposted would do all of this? Who knew all that?
Another thing I hear on this line, the three of us represent a certain level of maturity. Okay. I could tell by the person on this line, not to give out nobody's age here, but I could tell we have 20 plus experience between the three of us, 20 plus each, knowing that we have hurt and we have also been hurt. And we have just decided we're just not going to be there no more in our life. Why not just not be hurt no more? We made the decision not to do that anymore.
Right. Same here. I'm
definitely.
As I'm in the same boat, and a lot of people on Facebook don't know this, but I'm going to say it. Y'all here know it because I said it last Friday. I was married twice, but I'm not going to allow that to define who I am today. I'm not going to sit around and be like,
exactly.
Women are the worst. They're going to get your money. They're going to steal it. No. Women are beautiful.
And what you said, LDA, is something I've always said. Same thing here. Being divorced, I'm not letting divorce define me. When people say, "What are you?" I'm single, really.
Right.
I don't need to keep saying, "Oh, I'm divorced. I'm divorced." I mean, I'm talking about it as far as with the show topic, but I don't go around giving it as, "Oh, it's a sob story." No, great experience, couple bad years. Who cares? I know more now.
I learned.
So I know how to move next time.
I learned more about me when I first got divorced than I ever knew about myself beforehand. I first got married when I was literally becoming an adult. And I realize now maybe that was part of the reason why it wasn't going to work out, because I did it way too early in life. And what happens is I learned more about myself after that first marriage, and it prepared me for where I was moving forward to. It prepared me for being a father. It prepared for me to be a husband. It prepared for me to be the person I was going to be. Because you know what? I was giving so much, I never paid attention to myself. And I didn't become a real person. And if you're not 100% person, you can't bring 100% person to the table of a relationship. And in a relationship, you need two 100% people, not two broken people from
exactly. Yeah.
Mary, I seen the other comments. I want to put this.
Yeah.
Lawrence D. Adams, I'm so thankful you and my husband are friends. You give me inspiration. Thank you to Frank, my homeboy. Look me out every time I go to Vegas. That's my dude. And when I go out there, always honor their marriage. Always. I do not speak against Mary behind her back, or I speak to Frank and say, Frank, Mary. I don't do that. I honor their marriage because to me, in my eyes, it's sacred. So I want to say, everybody, thank you for let me get you saying what you're saying right here. Force people to look inwardly and not blame, and folks scared to be accountable. Ooh. But since we are at the end of the show, get those likes up, and thank you for the super chats. Y'all need to go back and listen to the replay because there's so much GAME in this game for people who say, I don't like the word game. No, I ain't playing. I'm too grown to play games. Baby, you play games no matter where you at.
Thank you, Tesha. Really appreciate your participation.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Donald and LTA. Thank both of you guys, and thank everybody for listening, because it's a conversation we really need to have from time to time.
There's going to be more. There's going to be a lot more.
Yeah, definitely more. So you know what time it is? It's time to go back to know where the time to go to, Teach? It's time to go back to this place here. Let's see if I can get it. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Is it loud enough? Can you hear it?
Back to the music.
It's time. It's time. It's time. Can you hear it?
Turn it up a little bit.
I can hear it.
It's time. Uh-oh, let's get the end. That's why it's going like that. Here we go. We go back to the beginning. It's time. This is Lawrence D. Adams, Jono, and Deej, and we are here live. Facebook and Instagram. Yes, I can use this music. Because it's, you know why? It's that time. Leave a comment afterwards. Let me know what you think. We are out of here. Hit that super chat, hit that cash app. We are here. Come on, let's go. Hey. Hey. Yes, much needed conversation. If you enjoyed it, hit the like, hit the comments. Let me know what you think. We have more conversations like this. This is what I do every day, Monday through Friday on YouTube. I just happen to bring it on Facebook to get people talking because it was so talked about.
Oh, this was on Facebook today too? Oh.
Yes, sir. It is on Facebook too. So you know,
should have brought my pot so I could with the spoon in it, you know.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming up, Teach. You did it. We got to do it in New York.
Thank you, guys.
Take care.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Super chat came in. Hold on. Super chat. Yee. All right. Yee. Yes. Oh, the number for today. Teach, what is the number for today?
I'm going to say 8.
8 is the number for today. Everybody in the chat room on both sides, Facebook and Instagram, hit the 8 in the chat room. 8. Put the 8 in there.
Wow, 8 rhymes with date. You can't have a date unless you ate.
Right.
Don't start it up, Jono. Don't start it up at the end of the show. We'll be rolling it tomorrow.
Good 8 in the chat room. You know how we do it. We do this on every. Thanks everyone for coming through. Put an 8 in the chat room on the Facebook side and on the YouTube side. Because we are thank you, McCain. Mo, two brothers sticking together. I appreciate that. Put the 8. There you go. 8. What does 8 means?
8 means you ate at the date.
And you might put gas in it too. 888.
maybe it was $1.08 a gallon.
Yeah. Peace, you gotta go. You still there? You still there?
I'm still there.
All right.
Yep.
Thank you. New York is representing here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it so much. Lawrence D. Adams, and we are out. Peace. Yeah, you missed it. Oh my God, you missed it. It was good too.
Oh, go back and watch it, please, Letitia. Go back and watch it.
On the beat.
On the beat.
By this beat.
Oh, on the beat. We out of here. You missed it. 8 is the number. I'm about to end the show. You know how LDA do it. And we are out.